Welcome to another episode of Geek-Men and the Masters of the Thunder Nerds. I am Dustin, and with me today, I have Sean, Buddha, McKeone. And here we go. There we are. How you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, anytime. Oh, we have a comment already. Oh,
So,
hi.
don't say anytime because I'll be hitting you up every week. Like, hey man, you going live this week? I'm not doing anything. What you up to?
No, that's fine. I normally do a live broadcast on Fridays, and so then we talk about movies.
Okay.
And it's like the movies of the week that we assign, and then it's called ADHD theater, and then we go and watch them, and then come back and talk about them. Yeah, so we just have fun. And of course, it's ADHD theater, but I'm also very, very ADHD, so I'll be talking about anything all over the place anytime.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, don't be surprised. I was like, oh yeah, I've seen that movie. Let me jump in. You don't mind, do you? Like,
right? Anytime, really. So you wrote all of Omens.
Yes, I did.
Very cool book. So, man, let me tell you, how did this idea even come up?
Well, I'll give you the long story because I talk a lot. But so I've been a ThunderCats collector literally my entire life. It's the only thing I collect. As you can see, I'm actually in my collection room. The only thing I collect is ThunderCats. And, like a lot of collectors, you always get that idea of like, oh man, and you talk to other people and they see your collection, like, man, it'd be really cool. Like you should do it like a museum or like this or that. And obviously I don't have the money to do a museum. Really didn't have the money to do a book either. That's a whole other thing. But I was kind of like, over the years now, you see all these books have come out, like especially for the big guys, Transformers, G.I. Joe, got He-Man, and like there was no ThunderCats book, and so I had this brewing in my head years ago, and years ago I actually reached out to some other collectors because I've got a lot, but there was stuff I was missing, but I was like, all right, let me reach out to these guys, and maybe between us, we'll be able to put everything together.
Mm-hmm.
And I reached out to a couple of them, and they weren't really interested at the time. So I shelved the idea for a little bit, and then this was fast forward to another few years ago. I had to get a surgery, and during the surgery, after the surgery, I was stuck in bed for almost like 2 months or so. But I was talking to Mike Bowe, the guy. He's forget his actual the term in the book, and for Mike, I apologize for that. But he was my partner with the book. He actually made all the pages look phenomenal, in my opinion. He's the guy that did all the graphic designs and all that, and all that artwork. And I kind of ran the idea past him. And we've been a band for over 20 years. We've worked together on tons of different projects. And when I gave him, I kind of presented the idea. He was kind of like, "Yeah." I was like, "We've never done a book. Yes, let's try to let's do a book." So that's just and kind of then just steamrolled. Then we just kind of went in through it, full steam ahead. All right, well, we're going to figure out how to do it. We'll do a book one way or another, and then that's kind of how it all happened.
That's awesome. Well, it's true because you see all these people releasing, other things like He-Man and all these cool books and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, why isn't there ThunderCats?
Exactly. I know ThunderCats is a very niche audience. It's not one of the big guys. It's not Transformers. It's not He-Man. It's not Ninja Turtles. But I think it could be because everyone remembers Thunder 100%, right? And the other thing, that ThunderCats fan base is passionate. ThunderCat fans are amazing when it comes to passion. And that was what was like, this needs to be done. And it was, I'm kind of honored that I've been able to do it.
Yeah.
Which has been amazing. So, again, here's hoping this gets on people's radar. And because everyone that's been seeing it, they're like, dude, this is, yes, thank God this is finally out because why don't they have it? Why doesn't this exist already?
I know. I know, who is it? Pixel Dan is working on a Turtles book right now, and it's just but why haven't there been a ThunderCats book? But you
did. Exactly. It made no sense. It was
baffling.
Yeah. It's an underutilized franchise too. You know what I mean? Again, they try to do something. I know the ThunderCats Roar. That shows you some of the passion too. Fans did not care for ThunderCats Roar. I'll probably get some heat here. I actually liked ThunderCats Roar for what it was.
I did too.
It was. Like it was, it was aimed for like 5-year-olds. And if you go into it like that, it was a good thing. Anyway, I don't need to talk about ThunderCats Roar. But you could see the passion right there. They blew up all those things, kind of being like, yeah, nope. So it's like ThunderCats fans are eager for anything ThunderCats,
Yeah. And I'm right there with you. I thought ThunderCats Roar was fine. Like, it was like, it wasn't exact, but there were things that I found that were like funny. That like when he just kept saying ThunderCats ho, and then the thing would get bigger and then bigger and then bigger and bigger and bigger,
right.
and he's just like, and then he couldn't even lift it. That's just like, okay, that's funny.
Like it was fun. It was what it was supposed to be, fun in a silly little series. And I mean, as far as the production aspect, like they put a lot of thought into the things that went into it. You know what I mean? Like using the right spaceship and like things like that, where it's like, wow, okay, they did their homework. They didn't just kind of willy-nilly throw it together and throw the ThunderCats name on it. They did their homework. And I enjoyed it for exactly what it was. And I've reached out to some of the voice actors and whatnot on it. They were all super nice. They were all really cool. They were all happy to be a part of it. So again, I liked it for what it was. I know I'm going to get hate for that because not everyone shares that feeling. So I'm glad you do. I'm glad you do as well.
Yeah. I mean, I love everything ThunderCats. So it's
Same.
like, I was like, all right, well, it's not what I wanted, but this is good for what it is. Like it'll hopefully introduce a new fan base. And then it didn't really pick up steam. And it was like, just I still haven't even seen all the episodes even because I didn't have the channel that it was on, and so I didn't miss a lot. I missed a lot of the later episodes. And it's like, I've tried to find them in my sneaky ways to try to download them and whatnot, and because I can't even find them there, and it's like, man, why can't I find this anywhere? It's like,
I mean, it was funny. As soon as they were available to buy on like Amazon Prime for whatever it was, like $1 or whatever, I was like, all right, I'm buying it. Like, I was watching them when they came out too, but I was like, I'm going to support it. Again, that's just me though. As you can see with everything around me, if it's got ThunderCats, I get it. Like, I like to support it in any way that I can. And that's what I've been doing for over 20 years, like almost 25, 20, 30 years at this point, probably.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So, okay, so my first thought was after this book was like, oh man, we need you to get a 2011 series, do a toy book on that. Like, that'd be cool.
I probably can't see any of the stuff in here. I did collect that line. I can't necessarily. There are some things in the works for some future projects.
Okay, yep, that's fair.
But there's definitely things that myself and Mike and the rest of the team are currently working on. I know our photographer Mike George is back on board for future projects if we choose to do it.
Nice.
I've talked with Kyle Lambert, who did the cover art of the book. He's also did the cover. He's the official illustrator for Stranger Things and The Boys and shows like that. He's on board to do some work as long as he's able to kind of fit it into his schedule, which is a lot busier than mine because the man's doing all kinds of amazing artwork for like Netflix and all these other like big brands. But he's down to work with us on some things. If we have some ideas for the future, he's in on it as well.
Right. And so we have a comment. The cultural importance of ThunderCats is epic. It constantly references in pop culture. How do I get the book? Well, right there below, you can go there. I actually have it up on here too.
ThunderCatsToyGuide.com.
Share screen.
I'll just keep saying it. So you have to say it 3 times for people to remember, isn't that it?
Right.
ThunderCatsToyGuide.com. ThunderCatsToyGuide.com. Yes, right there.
And you'll get this, you get that, and I think it's awesome. I love it.
Thank you so much. I actually want to give a shout out to Wicked Sushi, the guy that he's our web guy. he put that website together for us, and I was blown away just by the website. I was like, oh my God, dude, like I was hoping the book did justice to his website. Like,
Right.
I was like, oh my God, dude, you made this look amazing. All right, well, all right, gotta. Oh man, I hope it's good enough, man.
I know.
But, so thank you, Wicked Sushi. Like,
it's better than I could do. I used to have a website, but I don't right now. So
it's much better than I could have ever done. Like, it's incredible.
Right. It's I don't know. It's so good, and there's just so much. I don't even know where to begin.
Oh, well, the Star River. Oh, I also want to thank. I forget who it was that got the book for you, but
Yes, Harley.
Thank you. Who was it?
Harley Jackson.
Harley Jackson, thank you very much for making sure he got this book. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it was so cool, and he's a buddy of mine, and he's just like he kept showing me the book, and I'm like, yeah, I know, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't have the money right now, and I don't have the money pretty much ever.
Right.
He's just like, don't worry about it. I'm gonna get you one. I'm like, no. I'm like, well, then do you want one of the things I'm trying to sell?
Right.
Tried to offer him something to payment in return, and he's just like, no. This is what friends do. And I'm just like, wow, okay, cool.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. Harley, thank you so much for making sure he got this book. I appreciate that. That's amazing that he did that. Yeah,
so he gets the book, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're flipping through here, and he's like, I don't remember this. I didn't remember that. And I'm like, I don't either. He's just like, we're such bad ThunderCats fans. And I'm just like, well, this is what it's here for. It's to learn.
Yes, it's 100%. And I mean, here's the thing, I was solely focused on ThunderCats. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that was in there that it's over 20 years worth of research and, accumulated knowledge and stuff like that. So don't feel bad if there's things in there you didn't remember or didn't know, because there's stuff in there that there's probably no reason that I should have known.
So, like, do you have all the variants and stuff like that?
I have a vast majority of them. I'm kind of in the way of everything, but there's actually there's all of my actual collection back here.
Nice.
But that was one of the things that was actually great about the book. Sorry, there we go. I reached out again. So after all the other collectors I'd reached out to when they weren't interested years ago, when I started putting this one together, I reached out to a lot more collectors, ones that I've kind of built relationships with over the last bunch of years, letting them know what I was doing. And it was the total opposite reaction from all these people. They were like, yes, like they all wanted to be a part of it. They were all down. Like, that's why in the credit section of the book, like on that first page there, like the list of additional photos is like that long because so many people contributed photos. And so that's why I was able to really put everything together like that. Like a lot of the variants, I will say in my personal collection, I do have most of them. And that's also been but I never got into variants originally because I was collecting everything else. But then, once the variant bug gets you, you start going down that rabbit hole, and I started getting all of them. But yeah, I was able to piece everything together with whether it was my collection or other collectors that were gracious, that were so nice, that were wanted to be a part of this with me, which was amazing.
That's awesome. And I know, like I have several, but I don't have any variants. But like this Tigra, he's a little rough. Yeah, he's a little rough, but it's my Tigra that I had when I got it when I was little, because I didn't actually grow up in the 80s, so I wasn't there for. It was towards the end. I was born in 85, so it was like I was like, oh, I'm interested in this stuff, and my parents are like, that's not like really around. That's not what's popular. So I was lucky when they would go to like consignment shops and stuff like that, and they would pick up cool things like this, and it's just like, oh yeah, like,
Top spinner, hell yeah,
it's so cool. It's like, oh man, I don't know, it sparks so much joy and just fascination, and it's like, oh man, this is so cool.
Yeah, right. No, agreed. Like, and that was your Tiger when you were young. I actually, lucky enough. So again, I'm one of the normal stories where the parents threw everything out except for like I've got, I think it's three. It's my original Panthro, my original Monkeon, my original Captain Cracker, and my one of my Tuscan Mini are
Okay.
all the original ones from when I was a kid that I've been able to hold on to. But like everything else was thrown away. My dad blames my mom blames my dad. They either say they didn't do it, but apparently they were all thrown out by
Oh.
somebody at some point somewhere. But that was the one toy line. Like my brother he was a Transformers guy, a G.I. Joe guy, a He-Man guy. He had all that stuff. ThunderCats was mine. That was the one thing that I had like everything of, and that was my go-to.
Yeah.
And that was.
I totally get you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I have more He-Man stuff now, but that's just because I've picked up stuff in my adult years from other collectors and stuff.
Right.
But I still have all the original ones that my mom and dad got when I was a kid. Just still have them, and
Right. Dude, that's awesome.
I have pictures of it, so it's like, yeah.
That,
I did get an actual Mumra, and yeah, this is my Mumra that I had.
That's from when you were a kid, or
yeah,
nice.
And I have a Lion-O,
Awesome.
that was from when I was a kid, and I have a couple minifigs.
Yeah, I love the minifigure line, man. That was one. Obviously,
These are so cool.
I love a lot of things because clearly I do. Nice, dude. But the minifigure line, I know what's been really cool over I'd say the last maybe 6-7 years, the minifigure line's been getting a lot of attention. Like people are really getting into the mini line. It seems like over the last 5-7 years, which is really cool because I always loved the mini line. I just thought they were so cool. Like they were so neat just having those.
Yeah.
And it's just nice seeing it get the attention that I think it deserves. Finally,
yeah, for sure. Well, and again, I think a lot of it is also due to Super 7 and them like bringing back this toy line, and it's like, man, when it was like dead in the water from whoever it was that owned it originally, I forget.
Mattel had it before
Super
7,
and it's just like, oh man, just was begging, and finally we got it. Super 7, and it's like, yes. It's like, all right, this is what I'm gonna stick with. I've collected multiple lines over the years, but anymore it's so hard as being a collector and having so much out there to collect, but it's like, I just had to zero in on my love of ThunderCats because I had turtles when I grew up, so I can set those aside and be fine. But it's the ThunderCats that I never really had, so it's like that's what I really, really want. And man, I'm so pumped that they're actually going to release the Lunatics and whatnot.
Oh yeah, when they finally announced that Chilla figure, Chilla was always my favorite of the Lunatics, and I was like, oh man, like like we all knew the line was going to get there, but now that it finally is getting there, it's exciting. It's really cool. Chilla and Alluro are the two I'm most looking forward to. Those two out of the Lunatics, I cannot wait for those figures.
I'm the same way, but I also really like Tugmug.
Okay.
And Red Eye.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because I just distinctly remember there's these scenes that are like burned into my memory of when Tigra turns invisible and he's just like, I can still see you.
Oh yeah, I remember the exact scene. I remember that one. So
it's just like, that's so cool.
Yeah, right.
It just seemed like there was a Lunatac for every. It was a Lunatac for every like weakness that they had.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, okay, Tiger could be invisible all day and be fine with the mutants, but no, this dude could stop Tigra. It's just
it was great. They had their counterpart on the other side. It was like, now they've met their. I'm not going to say they've met their match because they are the ThunderCats, but they've met a very equally a strength enemy.
Yeah.
Not that the mutants weren't, but like...
Well, yeah, but the mutants just got their butts handed to them time and time again.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
Rotaro's the only one that really turned the tides.
Yeah,
As far as that goes, he turned the tides for a little bit when he overthrew Slythe, but
yeah,
I don't know. The Lunatics just seemed like a perfect like yin yang to the ThunderCats. So
100%.
I mean, Tugmug broke his sword in half, and it's just like, that's so freaking cool.
Yeah, that was, again, I remember, well, I forget how old I was, clearly, whatever it was, 5 years old, whatever. Then that happening, it's like,
I was devastated.
That doesn't happen. How could he's just a dude? How can he do that?
So that's my main reason why I like Tugmug, and I'm anxious to see how they actually pull it off.
Yeah,
if it's gonna look more like the prototype toy, or if it's gonna be their own take and more. So it's like, I don't know, like, because so Rotaro, he's a big dude.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't have an ab crunch, so but I mean, he's a big guy. He should still clearly be able to like hunch a little bit, but
right.
So I mentioned that to Brian Flynn.
Oh, right.
I'm like, I'm a big dude, but I can still bend a little bit. So I don't know. I'm hoping that they do the rest of the Lunatics to justice, and it's going to be so epic.
I mean, I know, again, just from seeing what they've released, well, not released, but like the photos and stuff that they've released, they do look great. Like, I cannot wait. Obviously, you can see all the Super 7 stuff back here. Like, I can't wait to be able to finally get the Lunatics and with all of the actual ThunderCats. Like, I'm definitely, I'm an inbox guy when it comes to like the newer stuff. I don't open them, but just being able to finally see them with everything is just going to be so cool. Like, I cannot wait.
It is. I'm so excited. So I hopefully down the line with the future projects, maybe we can get a little Super 7 action in there too.
I would love to do it. I know people have asked, and they also kept asking about in this book if the Super 7 line was in it, but it was like, well, the line's still going, so like the book would be out right now, and I would miss, so like you get half of a line, or a quarter of the line, however long the line's going to go. Right. So that's why I've decided to focus on the vintage stuff for this one. But
for sure.
Like I don't want to say that the ThunderCats line will ever end, because obviously we don't want that to happen. But I know from the it seems like the guys over at Super 7 and Brian has said they've got quite a number of lines already planned out and things for the future. So it seems like there's still going to be some solid years that ThunderCats will be coming out at Super 7. So yeah, I mean, we'll see what the future holds. We'll see. Yeah. Because again, as you can see, I'm not missing items. I've got them all. I would like to. Don't want to get ahead of myself. We'll see.
And it's possible that they might, trounce those dreams of that, because they might release it themselves at some point. Who knows?
Exactly. Yeah. Who knows what they've got? I'm sure they've got a lot of secret projects as well. So, they would have a lot more access to information than I would. So, if they're doing it themselves, hey, I cannot wait to see what they put out if they end up doing it themselves, honestly.
I think that's the main hope, is that whatever happens down the line, whatever, it needs to be true and honest and good to the ThunderCats brand. Like, it's just, just honors them, again, like we were talking about with ThunderCats Roar, I understood it for what it was. Some people didn't, and they squashed it. Which is one thing, but honestly, and I've heard rumors of like what they were planning to do with the 2011 ThunderCats, and it's like, that sounds cool. Like, it was like a blend of what they had in the past and a new take on things too. So,
I love the 2011 series. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I absolutely loved that series. Like, it was so good.
It really was. I mean, I don't know. There was a really cool really cool vibe to that. But
oh yeah, and again, it was their own take, but it was just so well done, and it was an adult cartoon. I know that was long before they really started getting into that stuff, and like if that was done now, it would it's literally right in line with the Masters of the Universe lines and stuff like that, like the shows and whatnot. Like it could honestly be. It would do fantastic if it was, done right now. But obviously, Warner Brothers has different ideas right now. I know there's the talks with the movies and stuff. But yeah, that series the 2011 series was well before its time. And unfortunately, it was, it just seemed like one thing was going to adults, one thing they were trying to market it to kids, and it was just confusion across the board. So it seemed. I'm obviously an outsider, inside information whatsoever.
Right.
I had no idea. But that's what it seemed like. It kind of got lost in the shuffle of, well, we don't know what to do with it because we want to sell toys, but adults aren't buying toys, or however that actually worked out.
Yeah, and I don't know. I bought the Thunder Tank.
Yep.
The 2011 Thunder Tank when it was on like clearance.
Yeah.
I just happened to come across it. I was just like walking up and down the aisle, and it's just like, wait a minute, I need that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was the guy driving to all the different Walmarts in my area because they were so like not limited release, but they were so like sporadically released. Like you could go in the 5 Walmarts and they wouldn't have anything, but then you go to one that had everything. So I was literally driving around to all of them to get everything because like for the 2011 series, what I was trying to do, that was one like I actually was having I'm definitely a completist, but I was having a loose figure and a box figure, carded figure. I did that for the entire 2011 line because again, I love that series. I love the cartoon. I thought it was so well done. I know, when it was first being advertised and stuff, I was kind of like, we'll see how it goes. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then I loved it. I like after that first episode, I was like, wow, that was cool. And then I was hooked, and obviously like anything, there's things and ways there I was like, well, I probably wouldn't have gone that way with it, but doesn't matter what I would do because I'm not the guy putting together the cartoon. I still enjoyed it. It was like, it was just fun. It was cool. It was so well done.
Yeah. And I feel like it comes along with everything. Like you said, it's like, I probably wouldn't have done that, or I might've done this instead, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's just like, I like this because I'm going to support it because I want to see the ThunderCats thrive and continue. So
exactly. And that one, it was just it was a shame how it all played out because it was like it was doing so well, but then the times kept getting changed, and then you didn't know what time it was going to be on, and then it was like Friday at 8:00, then it was like Saturday morning at like 9:00 or 9:30. It was just all over the board. You couldn't find it when you wanted to watch it.
Right.
And again, I wish, obviously, I'm one of those guys. I know there's tons of people that believe that and hope this to happen. It would be great if they had one day, like whatever it would be, an hour-and-a-half movie, an hour movie to wrap up that series would happen. I know like Dan Norton and people that were involved in the show had said everyone's moved on now. Like it would be totally, it wouldn't. Sorry, my phone's going off here. Apologize. Like even if they did that, it wouldn't be the same because everyone is kind of on different projects and all this type of stuff, but it would be nice just to see that to one day get the ending that it truly deserved, even if it was a mushed together hour-and-a-half as opposed to another 24 episode type thing.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. We have this comment. I love this book. I've been able to revisit my childhood and go through and identify all the toys I've long forgot about.
That's
Absolutely.
awesome.
That's good.
Oh,
yeah, that's good.
Like, and that's one of the things like I really love about it because obviously, again, I don't know how long you've actually like if you were following my actual Hall of Omens page for a long time, like that is my personal collection page I have on Instagram. One of the things I've always done has been just post that stuff out there, and but getting to interact with so many people because there's a lot of comments like that, like, dude, I had no idea this existed. That's so cool. Thank you so much. Like. And it's like go through my page. I go, I've been looking at your page for an hour. This is amazing. I remember all of this stuff. Like, and to me, being able to connect with other like ThunderCat fans, just on Instagram is so cool that way. And that was again one of the things with the book. Like people have come. I've been trying to do some toy shows and stuff with actually some toy sellers and friends that I know. These guys at BOD, they've been great. They bring me along with them. And like I'll stand there and talk to somebody about ThunderCats for an hour just because they want to and I'm down to. Like it's great, you know. And actually that happened what was it, a couple weeks ago. A guy came. It was really cool. So again, I've never written a book before. I've never had this experience. So this was one of the coolest things in the world to me. One of the guys, his name was John. I believe it was John. John, I'm sorry if I messed up your name, but I believe it was John. I know I shared it on Twitter the other day. But he had actually he ordered the book. He you know, I forget if he missed the pre-order, but he ordered it, and I get the orders out right away. Me and Mike are basically the shipping and packing department. We try to get them out like the same day, and John brought the actual box. He brought everything out to the show, and he wanted me to sign it for him. And I was like, dude, 100%, yes, like of course, like. And then just that happening, I've never had that experience of a guy, someone bringing the book that they just bought from home, signing it. Like it was just really cool. And then I literally talked to him for probably like 45 minutes to an hour just about ThunderCats.
Right.
Like, and I had to keep apologizing to the guys because I was supposed to be there helping them sell their stuff while selling my book. Right. And they were cool. They get it. They're like, dude, it's fine. Do your thing. They get how I am. They're like, it's fine. Just talk about ThunderCats because we don't want to talk about ThunderCats. Go talk about it over there.
Yeah, I hear that. Oh man, that is cool, and I think that would be a very fun experience. I know I haven't done that ever, even though I have written stuff before. But yeah, I don't know. I think that would definitely take the cake for.
It's definitely cool. Like it's surreal because I know I think I've said this before to actual people at the shows. They probably heard me say it 100 times, but like. Honestly, when me and Mike were putting this together, with Mike Daddy Longlegs, that's his other, you know, the other name, the alias that he has as well. We didn't know if we were going to sell 20 copies. We honestly didn't know. We're like, well, we'll take the shot. If it sells 20 copies, that'd be amazing. So the fact that it sold like 20 copies the night we put it out for pre-order, which blew my mind. Like, yeah, right. It was like, oh my. Okay, cool. Like, I guess people like it. So, and again, just the journey of all that, going from literally expecting we may put all of our money into this book all this time, and I'm going to have a garage full of books, like, and no one cares. And going from that to literally somebody bringing the actual book to have me sign it. And like, that was another thing. Like, I kept getting a lot of messages from people asking me if I was signing, and of course I would. They're like, you know, will you sign it? 100%. Like, of course I will. But again, the whole thing it's just wild, you know. Like, I never expected that. And well, you know, since we started working on the book, I never expected any of that.
Yeah, I hear that, man. That's wild. What and just what an awesome journey, dude.
It really has been. Like, again, it's been like, so from the surgery and stuff. Like, honestly, working on the book was one of those things that kind of. So I won't go in. I don't want to get into the actual surgery itself, but like I wasn't able to walk for a while. I wasn't able to talk for a while. Like they had to use a lot of skin from the inside of my mouth, so I couldn't literally walk or talk. Working on the book and doing the research and all the stuff that I was doing was one of the things that really kind of helped get me through the. Hey, Froggy! Yeah, that's all Froggy Flicks comment there. That's awesome. Hi, Froggy. But yeah, working on the book during that like healing process was one of the things that really helped get me through that, like on mentally, you know what I mean? Because it was a lot going on. So being able to focus on the book was I mean, it did a lot for me. But not to veer off topic, but thank you very much, Froggy. That comment was awesome. I'm so glad you enjoy it. Like Froggy's the man. I don't know if you're familiar with Froggy, but you need to be if you need to follow his channel as well because he does so many cool videos. Froggy's a man.
I'll check that out.
Oh, he's a big toy guy. Like, you'll love it. You'll absolutely love Froggy Flips.
Oh man. So all right. Let's take a step away from that. And I want to hear your thoughts about the new comic book.
So I'm actually a little bit behind on the comic book right now. I think I've got the first one. Is it the first two? Isn't the third one out now, or is it only the first two?
I think that I think there 3 have been out.
Yeah, I haven't got the third one yet. I meant to stop last week, but then my last week got a little crazy. To stop picking up. But so I'm very happy that there's a new comic book out. Very thrilled. I also, well, again, me being the completist, there's absolutely no way I'll be able to get the 150 covers and all that.
No kidding.
Like, but I will say, I think it's cool that they're doing that, because it's really cool that so many artists are getting to incorporate themselves with ThunderCats. You know what I mean? It's giving them a chance to display their artwork and be part of the brand. So, like, that is awesome. Like, I love that aspect of it. Like, it's a great idea doing that way, because it gives so many artists that may not have the chance to be on the cover of a comic book, like, in their time, here's the chance. Now, I don't know how all that works. Maybe people, they've got to pick and choose how. I have no idea how that works, but I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
The comic itself, I've enjoyed it. It's a little different. Again, it's their own take on things. There's definitely things that I wouldn't have done personally. I don't understand some things, like why the Wily Kitten, Wily Cat spelling of Wily now has the E in there for some reason, which, again, it's a small, like, who cares? But it's kind of one of those, well, why? Like, but yeah, it's been fun so far. I'll put it that way. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely plan on getting. I would like to continue getting the toy covers. You know how they have, like, the actual carded figures. That's one. That's how I personally am trying to go ahead and collect the line of it.
Nice.
But yeah, there's just no way for me to get all 150 of them. I'm sorry, artists, if you're actually watching. I apologize. And I just financially can't do that. I would love to, but I just can't. What are your thoughts on it? Like, are you digging it, or?
I'm all in for it, because I love the previous comics, like from
the Wildstorm comics, like
Wildstorm. Yes, thank you.
Yep.
And I love those, and it's just, they're so cool.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, I'll buy into this.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, like you said, there's stuff that's like, I don't remember this happening, or
right.
I didn't think it would go that way, but I'm down for it, because I want to see where it's gonna go.
Exactly. Like, it's not up to me to decide how the things are going to go. And just because I would do it a certain way, I'm not the guy writing the comic book, or the person, the man or woman or whoever who's writing it. This is not for me to decide. So I just have to either enjoy what they're doing, or just at least say it. And that's kind of how I'm looking at it. And so far I've dug it. Like, I'm just happy that ThunderCats is out again. Like, this is a great way to get people into it. And the comics, again, they're big right now. So yes, it's great that ThunderCats has a presence.
For sure. Like, I don't understand why it ever didn't have a presence. Like,
agreed. I know,
I don't get it.
It makes no sense. And, like, a lot of the people that I've actually, some of the interviews in the book, while talking to some of the people, like, there was a lot of the actual interviews I've actually had to cut out, because some of the interviews would have been like 8 pages long worth of an interview. And I was like, no one's going to want to read 8 pages worth of this. Although the diehards would, but we had to cut some stuff. But, like, almost every person they all were in agreement. They all were like, we don't know why ThunderCats, like, they're right now, especially, like, this is a perfect franchise to continuously have something, like, like, there's no, like, well, I'm sure there are reasons, we don't know them. We don't know the red tape. We don't know all that stuff. So, I mean, I'm sure there are reasons, but no one understands why it's not like, why it's not like a He-Man. There's always something out, or in Turtles or Transformers, and just kind of keep it going,
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, Turtles, for sure. Like, every toy company has got to dip their toe into the turtle pool.
Yeah, right.
It's just like, let that be with ThunderCats. Like,
exactly.
I want to see other people's interpretations. Like, let's
100%. Now, again, I'm sure there's reasons that we don't know, and the legalities of things and such. So I understand there's, we're not supposed to know the other side. We're not supposed to see the other side of the curtain. So I get it. But I'm right there with you, man. I'm like a lot of other fans. Like, we wish there was more, like, and hopefully this comic is going to be kind of like a little stepping stone in that direction, where it's like, okay, it's doing well. Let's, you got the Super 7 doing well. You got the comic doing well. So again, here's hoping just every little bit, every little inch, then that'll be another yard, another, so on and so forth.
Exactly.
Fingers crossed, at least, that's what
I know, right? So, okay, let's pivot and look at So Super 7, do you have everything?
Yes. So the only thing I'm missing is the neon Chitara.
Okay, yeah.
So that one was the one where I was just like, again, well, I've got the Thunder Tank. I've got I've got Mandura's electrocharge over there. I've got everything, but yeah, the neon Chitara I held off on just because at the time I didn't have the money to put towards the figures.
Yeah.
And but yeah, everything else I have. I've got everything. Yeah.
Nice.
For now, I've got the pre-orders in as well for the others for the upcoming lines. I've got them in. It kills me, but I'm not going to be able to get the Cat's Lair because I didn't. I wanted it. I really did, but financially at the time when I just couldn't do it because when I first heard, I was like, "Cool, $600. Yes, I can do that. That's an amazing price for it." But I was like, "Oh, then $200 shipping." I was like, "Oh, I just." Even the 600 I couldn't do, but I was justifying it in my own mind, But the 800 I just couldn't. It just couldn't
No, I hear
happen,
you.
like, unfortunately. But I do know the one toy store right down the street from me. Awesome guys. They actually carry the book, Toy Cantina. They let me know that, like, well, we ordered one, and I was like, oh, all right. So we'll see. Maybe I'm going to end up with one from Toy Cantina. We'll see.
Okay.
I'm hoping they definitely let me know that they got one. So, but yeah, that right now the only things missing are obviously the things not released yet, but then also it will be the Cat's Lair and the Neon Chitara.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Well, I don't have. There's a couple of the variants that I didn't get, but yeah, I actually did get the layer.
Oh, did you? I'm
It's
jealous, man. It's
coming,
such a great piece. It's so
and
cool.
it is. I saw it at PowerCon, and
Oh,
just
right.
oh man, I was just like blown away. It it
Yeah,
looks so amazing.
like that's what I keep hearing. I didn't get to go to PowerCon, so obviously I've just seen the photos. But everyone that was there, they're like,
Mhm.
"Dude, no, you don't understand. They're like, this thing is massive."
It is.
Like now, granted, even if I got it, I don't know where I'd put it because even the Thunder Tank, I just have it in the box in the corner because the box is so big, and it's like I know the Cat's Lair is going to like be 3 times the size of that. If
It'll be
I
in
mean,
two
maybe that's
boxes,
even
but
being
yeah,
generous. Yeah, like so. Again, I'm jealous that you got to see it because that had to be like awe-inspiring. You're like,
yeah,
wow, like
yeah. My wife turns and looks at me and goes, "So that's what's gonna come?" And I'm just like, uh-huh." And she's just like, "Can I get a picture with it?"
oh, that's awesome.
Of course I
That is so cool.
It's just like, yeah, so I actually have a place for it. It took me a while to come up with it, but it's just like, wait a minute. I was thinking like, okay, on my desk and it'll just be in the way. I don't
Yeah.
care if it's in the way. It'll be on my desk or over here. Nope, I have a place for it. And it's over on my far wall and it's gonna be next to my chair. So my
Oh,
girls were
nice.
like, "Oh yeah, so we can play in it with you." And I'm just like,
No, you can't.
well,
Like I love you. I love you dearly, but don't touch
something,
it. Yeah.
something like that.
Oh man. Yeah, that's the other man. I'd be so terrified. I have a lot of stuff, but like one of the ways I got into collecting is because I've never had a lot of money. I even
Right.
working. I've always had I worked at UPS stuff like that. I never had a lot of money for stuff. So like, if anything ever happened to it, like my heart would shatter. It was like, oh no, like I've never spent that much on anything either. Like
Right.
I think the Thunder Tank was probably the most expensive thing I ever spent money on at so that's why again it's staying in the box. I'm not opening it. I don't want to screw it up. Like, but oh man, I'd just be terrified having it out anywhere. Like so, you said you're in New York, right? That's where you were, or were you East
Ohio.
Coast? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Ohio.
Sorry, I don't know why I thought New York. I'm an idiot. But we had an earthquake here the other day.
Yeah.
I've never had an earthquake before. I was actually down at a convention. I wasn't there at home at the time. I came home and I've had things everywhere. Like I was like, oh God, luckily nothing was broken.
Right.
But I had a mini heart attack. So I'm just now thinking like, man, a Cat's Lair, if there's a earthquake or it's like, but my cat jumps up on it, I'm like, no, go. I just couldn't do it. I don't think I could deal with the stress.
I hear you.
Like, but again, more power to you, man. Like when you get it, so I would definitely send me a photo because I'd love to see how you have it set up. You've already got the spot ready. Like
Yeah.
that's I again in my collection room here. I've thought about it. I'm like, all right, where would I put this thing?
Heck yeah.
I just don't know. Like,
It's one of those tough calls. Like it's like I don't know where am I gonna put it, but I'll figure it out.
yeah,
But
right. Like it would to me that would, like that's one of those things that has to be like a centerpiece of a collection. Like
yeah, exactly.
it's got to be because I mean it deserves that, and based on its size, it's got to be because it's going to take up everything all of the room.
Yep.
Like, but
Yeah,
yeah, no,
I have my Thunder Tank and electrocharger and all the toys set up on this table, and I measured and it's like, oh crap, it's not even gonna fit. And that's
right.
Even if I took the Thunder Tank and the electrocharger off.
Right.
Like,
yeah, right.
Oh
right.
boy.
Like again, but that's one of the things that makes it so awesome. Like you're
Yeah.
really getting if it was smaller, I think probably people would complain it was too small. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure.
Like, I don't know, maybe that sounds negative. They wouldn't be complaining, but like, oh man, I wish it would have been bigger, whatever. But like, they're making it so, yep, all right, we're making a big one. So
Yep.
here it is. You wanted a cat's lair? We're giving you a cat's lair. We're giving you the ultimate, literally ultimate cat's lair. Like,
well, and for example, like I wasn't sure. It looked like the middle shelf was going to be smaller.
Okay,
and
right.
Then in one picture they posed not Jaga, and I know he has the point that goes up, and it's just like, okay, okay, so he's standing on that shelf with that point, and it's like, okay, so it'll definitely clear that. It's
yeah,
like,
right.
Okay,
so,
this is awesome.
yeah, if Jaga's clearing that, everyone else will. You know,
Right.
like it'll be perfect.
Right. Yeah, so it's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
Oh yeah, no, I'm like I said, I'm jealous. I may end up caving, and I know the guys at Toy Cantina are going to be like, "Hey, so we got it in. When you coming down for it?" Like again, they're great. Like, but I know they're totally going to, you know, they're going to mess with me a little bit until I buy it. Like,
well, yeah.
Which I don't blame them one bit because I know I like the day they get it, I'm like, yo, can I come see it? Like I know that's what I want to do like that day.
Yeah, I mean, just start saving your money, right?
Exactly, right?
Like I imagine I'm gonna cave, but
yeah. Oh, they already know.
I'll hold out judgment so I can still say no.
Yeah,
you know,
right. They already know I'm going to cave. Like I stop in there at least once a week, if not like twice a week. Like they already know. Like they just look at me and they smile. Whenever we start talking about it, they give me the, you know, the look. They're like, oh yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. They know. They already know.
Well, I mean, it's I don't know. It's good that you were sort of able to offset the cost by not having to pay that up front.
Yes. Yeah. Like,
so, I mean, even if it comes down and you buy it from them locally, it's not going to be as much of an investment as that. Like I had to, because I actually had to do the payment plan because I didn't have the money.
Yeah. Right.
So I've been paying on it all these months, and my interest rate is outrageous. And it's like, I look at the interest rate and I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Why? And it's like, man. And then my wife's just like, it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it.
You're going to forget all about that interest rate when you have it was delivered at your door, or like as soon as you see it, like doesn't matter, whatever. I would have given them more. Like, you know, like
I already feel like I would have, like,
right. Again, I will say, like the price that they ask for it is amazing. Like for what that is, it's like, dude, that's a hell of a deal. $600. I understand it's really 800 or whatever, but like for something that large and what you're getting, it's worth every penny. Like it really is.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
So,
I'm just like, oh man, when are they going to release the feliner?
Oh, right. Like I'm really hoping for a sky cutter. Like I think a sky cutter is going to happen. I hope, because that would just be great. Like, and I'm also, again, this is me just being the fan. I really want, I forget the name of it, but remember Chilla's little vehicle, how like she had her little, whatever that was. I think that
had like a
really
little ice skate thing. Yeah.
Like, you know, like obviously I think if that was going to happen, it probably would have been a Mandora thing where like, oh, here's the electrocharger and Mandora,
Mhm.
I think they probably would be like, hey, look what you can get. I understand probably not a lot of people are really like, oh my god, I need Chilla's little flying vehicle, but I'm definitely on
I
that
do.
side. Right? Like it'd be so cool. But yeah, I'm really again just hoping for a Sky Cutter because that was I remember when I was a kid, I had the Thunder Tank and the Sky Cutter. Those were the only like vehicles I had. I say only because I mean the Thunder Tank doesn't get any better than the Thunder
Right.
Tank, so that was amazing. But like that Sky Cutter, I love that thing. I was always playing with it. Like I played with that as much as the Thunder Tank. Like,
Well, and it's just like, dude, this would be so cool. Like you could do that, and you could do the nose diver, and it's just like, and then I think about the nose diver, and it's just like, huh, they're gonna have to do something about that. Like, because
in order to
Scythe
get
was the main one that was
yeah,
riding in that, and it's just like, there's no way you can get Slide into the Sky Cutter. It's just like there's no way it's gonna work.
That would be it. Would I mean again that would be a very large vehicle that they would have to do it that way. Then if they went about doing it that way, you know, or again,
Right.
who knows? They are full of surprises, so maybe they'll be like, oh yeah, no, look what we were able to do, and it's like, oh my god, they did it. You know what I mean? Like, which I you know you can't take that off the table. I do believe if there's a way to do it, Super 7 probably will pull it off. You know, it'll make sense. It'll look awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Man, and that's the same way with I can't think of his name. The cat.
Snarf.
No.
Snarfer.
No, Snowman's cat.
Oh, Snow Meow.
Snow Meow. Yeah, jeez. God, that was such a weird brain fart. Yeah, it's just like, okay, so in order to get him on it, you're not going to be able to, even if they make the cat, you're going to have to come with it like a second body,
right
to pose him with. It's just like, I don't know, that's going to be weird, but
I'm not gonna lie, I would die for a Snow Meow. I love Snow Meow, man. He's like definitely probably one of my top 5 characters.
Nice.
So I would love to have a Snow Meow. Actually, you know, Snowman Mountain doesn't even need to ride him. I just want a Snow Meow. You know,
right. And that's why it's like, I don't know. I think if they did, I would have to get it. But I've also seen people customize the Battle Cat. Into Snow Meow, and I'm just like, that's genius. Because there's no way he's gonna ride it.
Oh no, not at all. Like I haven't seen any of the Super 7s done that way yet, but I've seen the vintage Battle Cat. I think I actually have 1 or 2 scattered about here custom wise. And I mean, even that I thought is great just because it's so like in scale with the Snowman figure. It's like, oh, this is so cool. Like I used to have it actually back displayed up here, but my collection got a little. When I started getting the variations and whatnot, I had to kind of. It's like, oh, all right, well, this is a custom. It's can't be in the main display anymore. I don't have enough room.
Yeah, I hear that. So, where was it? We have a question. I love that shirt. Where can I get one?
Oh yes, the Thunderbunch shirt. I believe. So it was a shirt that someone that I know put together. I believe you should. We have to get the link, but I believe it was on our Teespring store.
Okay.
I think I should know the link. I'm awful for not knowing the link, but I believe it was on our Instagram page somewhere. It was the ThunderCats Toy Guide Teespring shirt, and I believe it was on there. But yeah, you can get them right there.
Okay, nice, very cool.
I apologize for not knowing the link right offhand. I'm unprepared, and that is my bad. It's probably Teespring / teespring.com / probably ThunderCats Toy Guide, I would imagine. I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% on that, but that sounds like that's what it would be. You know, Froggy Flips sent me here from the UK. Hey, what's up, Danny Bloom?
And we got another comment. Yep.
Oh yes, thank you, Doghouse Gaming. I'm just going to read them. I know I'm like doing you're trying to read them. I'm getting to them before you. I'm sorry.
No, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah. So again, you've put together an awesome book here,
Thank you.
I'm so excited. I I just can't wait to continue to look and reference this
Mhm.
throughout my adventures here, so to speak. But it's so cool, like to just to see the toys and how they originally were, and then you have stuff in there like cosplays and
Yeah.
awesome stuff like that. And it was funny. I saw you posted. It's just like, oh wow, this is cool. And it's like, wait, where was that cosplay page again?
Yeah.
It's just like,
Right. Right.
yeah, because everyone wants to go back and look at that. It's just
Yeah.
like,
Well, so that was one of the things I wanted to do with the book. Like, one of the comments actually earlier that mentioned the cultural significance of Thundercats. So that was one of it's one of the underlying themes throughout the book. That's, if people realize that or not, like, we actually haven't come out and said that, but
mhm.
like that's why I wanted to include cosplays, because like cosplay is art.
Yeah,
Like, some people don't really look at it like that. They roll their eyes, oh, cosplay, whatever. But what the cosplayers do is art, like what they're creating. Whether it's like, that's why I also try to do different types of cosplays. Like the guy, he uses airbrushing for his incredible cosplays. And like they're
yeah,
different designs, but what he does is incredible. Alley Cat, the stuff like her Mumra cosplay was so well done. I mean,
mhm.
again, it's all art, being able to create those. Alicia Marie, her stuff, like all the different art and the makeup, the hair dyeing, and all that stuff.
Yeah,
It's art, and that was again like even why I included pieces of art, like Robert Xavier Burden in the book. Like the
mhm.
stuff he does is absolutely incredible. And then again, like there was music, like there's the song list of like all the different songs that Thundercats is referenced in that people have no idea about. We're like, oh yeah, like, oh, it's like Kanye West. I found out, I was like, wait, Kanye West has a Mumra reference in a song? You got to be kidding me! And then like I was like, oh my god, he does. Like I listened to it, I was like, oh, he clearly says it. But Thundercats is like, it's seeped. Seeped isn't really the best word for it, but like it's part of pop culture.
Permeated. Yeah, that's
Yeah, permeated. There you go. Yeah, that's a much better word than seeped. Like, like, but it's in every different aspect. Like again, like obviously toys, comic
right.
books, movies, TV, music, art, like all the different versions of art. It really is incredible that everything that it's kind of part of these days.
Hmm.
And I wanted to show that to, again, Thundercat fans, because I wanted the book to be very, you know, I wanted it for like the diehard collectors to be able to use it as a reference and be able, okay, like if you're a collector, like,
Hmm.
okay, this is what I need. I need this. I need this. But I also wanted it for your casual fan, the
Yeah,
person that isn't necessarily into the collecting, but like, oh man, I had these toys when I was a kid. This is
right.
so cool. Like, yeah, I remember that. And seeing all that other stuff, kind of, you're like, you can be interested in that too, because you're like, dude, Thundercats is great. Oh my god, I actually listened to this song. No way, I didn't realize that. Or oh, these cosplays are cool. Oh my god, this piece of art is amazing. Like, again, just giving fans something else other than just the toys. Just a
Yeah,
little bit more to go on, and a little bit more fun to have. Like one of the ways I first was describing the book, it was like it's a celebration of Thundercats fandom. Like whatever you're a fan of, and because everybody's a fan of things in their own way.
oh yeah, for sure.
So that was like whatever type of fan you are, whatever you're into, I was really trying to have it inside the book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which was not an easy task, but I was trying to do everything that I could.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I want to know what page that music thing is on.
Yes, it was the Thunder Jams page. I forget. Let me see. I do have a copy myself right here, but
It's just like I wanted to see if you had the song that I know.
oh, well, what song? Because I do know some of them, but right now I think there's about 98 or 102 songs in there. So
Okay, so have you heard of Reliant K?
yes, Reliant K. Yes, yes, of course. I'm Lion-O. Such a great
Yes.
song. It was funny. I actually tried to make contact with Reliant K because I wanted to include a small interview with them in the book. Unfortunately, I was not able to get a hold of them. I don't even know if the same guys, like there's only like one or two people still in the band.
Matt
So
Thiessen and Matt Hoops.
okay, yeah, see, I'm
Those are
not
still.
familiar with them on that level. So I was like, I randomly reached out, never heard back. But yeah, I did. I love that song. I'm Lion-O. Oh man, I've
Yeah.
rocked out to that song for years. It's so good.
Oh, and there's also a different version. There's the version that was actually on the record, but then
Okay,
there's another version, like an extended version, where
really?
he's like, uh, "We want chicken, We want liver.
No way.
Meow mix, please deliver.
Oh, I've
And
never
then
heard this one.
yeah, and then it goes meow. You can purr along too, cause I'm more than a cat.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then it busts into the I'm a ThunderCat too, and then
That's
it goes
so
into the
great.
full song that
If you
know.
have that link, send that to me because I would love to hear that. Like I
Yeah,
absolutely love that Relient K song, and I did not know that existed. That is so
yeah.
cool.
It's cool. I'll see if I can find it. If anything, I have it on a CD somewhere, like a
Okay.
physical CD, so I can
Yeah.
always find it and send it to you. But
Okay. Yes, please do. Because yeah, like years ago, they were actually on tour and they were coming around to a spot not that far from me, and I wanted to go
Mhm.
solely. I was like, "There's no way they're even going to play the song," but I just wanted to go. And just in case they did, you know what I mean?
Right.
It would just be so cool. So I even went to see the Cybertronic Spree. I've actually seen them several times, but the one time I went was solely because I was like, I know they're going to do the ThunderCats theme. I got to see it. Like I wanted to record it just to have it because
Yeah.
that was so cool. But yeah, oh man, that's great that Relient K did that.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite songs, and it's like I don't know. I love that band, so
Mhm.
I'm like I wouldn't say obsessed, but borderline obsessed.
No, right. See, I didn't know. Like, I know. I think there was one or two of their songs from back in the day because I used to really listen to that style, like pop punky type music back in the day, like that. I don't know if they are pop punk, but that's when I got turned on to them. That was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. This is what I listened to. So
Mhm.
that was one of the reasons that obviously a Thundercats song, but
Yeah,
like I love that. Like just the song is so good. The
yeah,
Oops,
and
sorry. I have to say what's up to Macaroni Mike because he just let me know that he's tuning in. Hi, Macaroni Mike. Like the fact that he's tuned in is awesome because I had no idea he was going to be tuning in. Like,
we got Mob Nasty.
oh, what's up,
Yeah,
Mob
Froggy
Nasty?
Flips.
And thank you, Froggy Flips, for sending them. San
Yeah.
Diego, hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, look, you're
There,
famous.
see, it says Michael McMahon. No, it's Macaroni Mike. Okay, that's not his name. It's Macaroni Mike.
Macaroni Mike
See,
in the house.
exactly. Like it's such a good name. Such a good name.
That's awesome. Oh, dude. I know I could chat for hours on this stuff, but I don't want to keep you too long.
Okay. Okay.
Is there anything else you want to say about the book or?
I mean, I just want to thank everyone that is actually. I know I put out a thank you video already, but everyone that has bought a copy, just thank you. Like it's
Mhm.
been amazing. Again, we're in over 20 countries. The book is actually in over 20 countries right now, which mind blowing.
Yeah.
I can't thank everyone enough. Like the messages people send. I know the book is actually like I've gotten some like actual very personal messages where the book has helped some people and like some things, and that is incredible. Like I never expected that, so it means so much to me. That again, something we were able to put together, it means so much to a lot of different people. And again, just I want to thank everybody. If you haven't got the book, I'd say try to get it as soon as you can. We are running out of copies. We are very
No kidding.
close to being sold out.
Right.
We did not get a lot of copies because again, we didn't know how we were going to do with them.
Right.
We're getting close to being sold out. So if you're interested, now is the time to get it because I can guarantee you we're going to be sold out. When I don't know, but I can guarantee it's happening.
Right.
If you see me at any upcoming toy shows, come on out. I'm trying to get to as many as I can get to. I know I'm going to be with the BOD, the toy guys at a show in June. Offhand, I do forget where that is. Oh, the Maryland Toy Show. I believe I'm going to be down in Maryland, June 8th. Toys for the Ages in Carlisle, PA. I believe those dates are the end of July. I literally have a case of books aside solely for that because I'm a special guest, which is so weird. I'm a special guest at the Carlisle Toys for the Ages toy show. Come on out to that. There's a couple toy shows that we're some in talks right now with a couple things. Nothing's definitely official yet, but I might be at. But yeah, keep your eye on the social media pages because I announce them all on there.
Mhm.
Also, you can check out the webpage and where you can get the book. The book is in, I believe it's 6 or 7 stores across the country. There's a whole list of them there. I I know. Well, I'm just going to drop the names because I think I actually remember all of them. You can get it at Toy Cantina. You can get it at Toy Federation. You can get it at Eternia Dreams. They've got 2 different stores. It's at both stores. Misfit Toys in Texas. They've got it. Sylvania Toys in Ohio, which is in man, it's slipping my Toledo, Ohio, I believe.
Okay.
It's in Toledo. And then and then Andy Cook has a Toys for the Ages booth at the State Theater up in, I don't think it's Carlisle, but it's up that part of PA. So books available all over. If you stop into any of them, please get it. Again, feel free to also hit me up online, whatever. As you can see, I'm down to talk all the time.
Heck yeah. All right. Let me play out our intro, and
okay.
It's been a pleasure, and again, I could talk ThunderCats all day, and you're welcome anytime. And
well, like I said, I'm going to call you up on that. We're taking you up on that one, man. And again, thank you for having me, man. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, for sure.
And awesome. Thank you everyone that tuned in.
Yes, thank you.
Macaroni Mike, the guy from San Diego, whose name I don't remember right now, but San Diego, thank you for tuning in. Everybody,